Tonight's big story, Christopher Luxon is dusting off an old tough-on-crime policy from the National Party archives. He's proposing to send serious youth offenders to military academies or chuck ankle bracelets on them. But the idea's drawn criticism from the left, who say it's racist, classist and lazy. Christopher Luxon hearing from a Hamilton business owner fed up after repeated ram raids.
Pretty much just reversed straight into it.
Cue National dusting off its tough-on-crime refrain.
We're going to create youth offender military academies.
If Luxon's party is elected in 2023, young ram raiders and other offenders will be off to boot camp.
We are making an intervention because we care about you, but I'm sorry, it will involve some tough love.
There's no better way to get fitter, faster, stronger, better, more well-connected criminals than by chucking them all together in an army camp.
Youth offenders aged between 15 and 17 would be sent to military academies after committing a serious offence like a ram raid or serious assault at least twice. They've got other plans too, like ankle bracelets for over 10s, an ACT policy National opposed on AM a couple of months ago.
Would you support 11 to 14-year-olds wearing ankle bracelets?
I haven't seen the detail of it, but we wouldn't support that.
It just breaks my heart that we're actually even talking about this.
National hoping a reheated policy will cool down youth offending, despite evidence showing in the past it's delivered lukewarm results. Let's discuss this further now with Green Party co-leader Marama Davidson. Kia ora, Marama. Now, this policy announcement feels like deja vu. What do you think of it?
It's dangerous, it's abhorrent and harmful, and it shows lazy political thinking coming from Chris Luxon and the National Party. I am really clear that the solutions are with the community and whānau leadership. That's where we need to concentrate our efforts, who understand that actually this is intergenerational trauma and healing that is needed. Otherwise, we will just keep seeing generational cycles of violence and harm. And what the Nats are proposing is unacceptable. It's whipping up the same old racism. It doesn't work. We've got decades of research to prove that. And I'm quite frankly appalled at what they're proposing.
Now, we had National's Mark Mitchell on Newshub Live at 8 a little earlier. This is how he described the results of the program.
The MAC program, as you just saw the numbers there, was relatively successful. It reduced repeat offending, and the seriousness of offending also, there was a significant reduction. So Justice actually reported back and said, internationally, this has been a successful program.
So, Marama, National says this program was actually a success.
No, that's just completely untrue. What they're doing, besides what they're actually proposing in the policy itself, is they are whipping up public fear and ignorance. Actually, New Zealanders know better. People are smarter than that. People are already well aware that the decades and decades of experience and research and lived experience has shown quite clearly that actually these types of programs add to the trauma and the cycles of abuse and power and control. And so, it's completely unacceptable that the National Party are promoting these ancient, old-thinking policies that are proven around the world and over decades to not work, instead of coming up with the very solutions that are going to make the long-term intergenerational change, which is what I work on every single day.
And so, Marama, I think I can predict your answer to this, but this idea of a boot camp, does it have any merit, maybe not as a punishment, but as a way to get youth back on track?
Instead, we need to be working with mental health experts, addiction experts, youth worker specialists in dealing with trauma and long-term healing, whānau order workers, social workers, people who understand how they need long-term trusted relationships with whole of whānau and community, not just with individual young people. I know because I meet with these people, victims of crime, victims of harm. I wish the National Party cared as much for the harm of a broken window as they do for a child being violently beaten by a young, white, wealthy, rich person like the Sam Uffendells of this world. That is where they actually need to be understanding the long-term solutions and the immediate solutions that we need to put in place. This is the exact opposite of where we need to be going, is what they're proposing.
That's Green Party co-leader Marama Davidson. Thank you so much.